But I do want to say something real quick to these Barbs. Barbs, listen here.
This is a Candice P perspective.
Are you a
Happy Friday. My name is Candice P. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and the notification bell so that you will always know when I upload. Now, let's just get right on into it. So it looks like this lawsuit between Jennifer Hough and Nicki Minaj isn't quite over yet. Last week on Wednesday, January 12, 2022, there was a lot of shock when TMZ reported that Nicki Minaj's harassment lawsuit had been dropped and that the lawyers vowed to go after the accuser. When TMZ broke this news, there was a lot of shock and opinions. Some people felt like Jennifer Hough was lying all along, and that's why she dropped the suit, while other people felt maybe she was paid off to drop the lawsuit. There was a lot of confusion. That is until yesterday, Thursday, January 20th, 2022, when RollingStones.com dropped a story with the headline reading, "The Nicki Minaj harassment suit is not over. Lawyer says it's just moving to California." The Rolling Stones article reads, a week after Nicki Minaj was dismissed from a harassment lawsuit filed by her husband's accuser, a lawyer for the plaintiff, Jennifer Hough, says the Beam Me Up Scotty rapper isn't off the hook yet. It turns out Jennifer Hough's lawyer spoke to a federal magistrate judge at a hearing on Thursday, and the lawyer claimed the only reason that Nicki Minaj was voluntarily dropped from the civil litigation, which was filed in the Eastern District of New York, was because jurisdictional issues require Hough to move her claims against Nicki Minaj to a different coast. The lawyer goes on to say, "We plan to refile it in a court with proper jurisdiction." And Jennifer Hough's lawyer, 7N Gordon, told this to Judge James R. Cho at the Thursday morning hearing. Gordon later identified California as the proper venue because Nicki Minaj, whose legal name is Onika Tanya Mirage, now lives in the Golden State with her husband and the co-defendant in the case, Kenneth Petty. Judge Cho responded to Jennifer Hough's lawyer saying, "If you intend to refile the action in another jurisdiction, do you intend this case to follow as well?" And when he says this case, he's referring to the still active claims against Petty in New York, which includes counts of sexual assault and intentional infliction of emotional distress linked to Petty's conviction for his 1994 attempted rape of Jennifer Hough, as well as the harassment claims dodged against both Petty and Mirage. Jennifer Hough's lawyer, Gordon, he said that if the case against Petty survives Hough's pending request for a default judgment and moves forward, it's possible his client would seek to consolidate the harassment claims against Mirage and Petty in California while keeping the sexual assault claims on the current path toward a trial in New York. "We are concerned with delaying discovery in this case any longer," Gordon says. "We believe this court is proper for those causes of action and would certainly not consolidate." Gordon says, "We feel very strongly about the merits of the case against both of them," referring to both Mirage and Petty. Mirage's lawyer, meanwhile, said any claims refiled against his client in California would face the same aggressive response they met in New York. "This is just a frivolous gambit to avoid a sanctions motion, which I told them that I would be filing shortly, and for which they refused to set a schedule," lawyer Judd Burstein said in a statement to Rolling Stone. "As usual, they have decided to adopt a tactic without bothering to research the law. Had they done so, they would realize that refiling their frivolous action in another jurisdiction will only result in another court sanctioning them." Petty's lawyer told Judge Cho on Thursday that his client denies ever raping Jennifer Hough and was only late responding to her lawsuit because he wasn't properly served and had trouble finding a lawyer he could trust. "The complaints lack merit. That's why there is this rush for a default judgment," lawyer Stephen David Iser said. "This case should be litigated on the merits." Okay, so you guys see that. Now, I know that was a lot, but I need to read the whole thing so that we can all have an understanding, or try to have an understanding. Because I'm not a lawyer, I don't work in no court, so I don't really understand it all. But I do understand the part about jurisdiction. When you're filing a lawsuit, it really matters where you file. And it sounds like they needed to file in California rather than New York. So apparently Jennifer Hough's harassment lawsuit against Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty, it will be refiled. But Nicki Minaj's lawyers are saying that even if they refile it, it's still going to result in a court sanctioning them. And they're saying that with the first one, before she dropped it, they were sanctioning them and they wouldn't schedule it. So it sounds like Jennifer Hough's lawyers need to get together with their schedule and handle it the right way this time. Now, I know a lot of you guys want to know my opinion on this because I was the first person to interview Jennifer Hough when she talked about the 1994 case. When I interviewed her, all she talked about was the 1994 case and the fact that she really wanted to let people know that she was never Kenneth Petty's girlfriend, as Nicki Minaj had stated, and she wanted to let people know that she's not white. She wanted to clear up some of the rumors at that time that Nicki Minaj had started. So fast forward some years, because remember, I interviewed Jennifer Hough almost 3 years ago. And then last year, she popped up on YouTube talking more, basically saying that Nicki Minaj, Kenneth Petty, and all of their goons were allegedly harassing her, offering her money to recant her story. That part, that's what this lawsuit is about. I don't have an opinion on it because I don't know if it actually happened. I don't know. We're all gonna have to find that out together throughout this lawsuit, if it even gets that far. But I do want to say something real quick to these Barbs. Barbs, listen here. You guys coming in my comment section telling Nicki Minaj and tagging Nicki Minaj, hey, you should be suing Candice too. Daytime tea time. Listen here, all I did was interview Jennifer Hough 3 years ago, before any of this harassment stuff was allegedly happening. I interviewed her and she told me what happened in 1994 when I was 4. And then she also went on to The Real Daytime, a nationally syndicated show, and told the same story. Except for on The Real, she talked about the alleged harassment, the new information. In my interview, she did not. So please stop trying to wrap me up in the whole harassment lawsuit. I don't know nothing about that. None of us do. We weren't there. We don't know what happened on this phone call with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj admitted to being on a phone call with Jennifer Hough, so that part was never a lie. But what happened on the phone call and what they talked about, that's gonna come out in court. That has nothing to do with me, you, or anybody else. It has to do with Nicki Minaj, Kenneth Petty, and Jennifer Hough, and whoever else was involved in the alleged harassment. So get out of my comment section with all of the sue Candice too. No, baby, no. It's not gonna work. If I'm getting sued, so is The Real Daytime. I'm just saying. And we're not. None of us are getting sued.
I said what I said.
But anyway, y'all, I will give you my perspective a little bit. You know, we don't got all the details. We gotta wait till the end of the lawsuit. At the end of it, I'll give a full opinion. But for now, the way I see it is, I do feel like Jennifer Hough's lawyers, they need to move a little better, a little different, if they're really gonna fight this case properly, because Nicki Minaj does have a lot of resources and a lot of money. And it sounds like Nicki's lawyers are saying that Jennifer Hough's lawyers, they're not filing things on time or something with the schedules. They need to get their schedules together. And whatever proof that they have, I personally just feel like it better be some really big proof, like real proof that Nicki Minaj harassed her, or real proof that Nicki Minaj made somebody else do it or paid somebody else to harass her. I don't know what that proof is. Jennifer Hough says that she has proof, so we'll see what it is. For now, from what I can see, my perspective, it sounds like it's that guy Black, like whoever the goon is. It seems like the goon is the person who was doing the harassing. And like I said, I don't know what the proof is that Nicki Minaj made him do it. So for now, from what I can see, it just sounds like a lot of he say, she say. I definitely wish Jennifer Hough the best. She has a very compelling story, a very sad story. I mean, her life story is actually a lot more heartbreaking. And at some point, I'm sure she's gonna share all of those details. And when she does, y'all, it is very powerful, I will say. But we'll see what happens at the end of the lawsuit. Now, with that said, I wanna know what you guys think about this whole situation. What do you guys think about Jennifer Hough against Nicki Minaj? Do you guys feel like Jennifer Hough has a case? Do you think she's gonna win? Or do you feel like she's lying or she's gonna lose? Just tell me all of your thoughts down below. I wanna know what you think. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one, all right? Bye.